2Chronicles 35. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. Yah is short for Yahweh, Yahweh, Yod-He, Vav-He. There's no difference. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is a difference and does matters when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name when they're not, and no one in their right mind would ever believe that, and only a fool would believe that a hammer could force its creator to do anything. There was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic text because there was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic text because the letter J is only about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua, and I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. 35. And Yoshea performed a Pesach, Passover, P-E with a half a check mark, S-A-H with a dot, to Yahweh in Jerusalem, and they slew the Pesach on the 14th day of the first new moon. So on the 14th day of the first month, they did Pesach, Passover. And he set the priests in their duties and strengthened them for the service of the house of Yahweh, and said to the Levites who were teaching all Israel, who were set apart to Yahweh, put the set-apart ark in the house of Shlomo, son of David, sovereign of Israel, built. In the house which Shlomo, son of David, sovereign of Israel, built. It is no longer to be a burden on your shoulders. Now serve Yahweh your Elohim and his people Israel, and prepare by the fathers' houses according to your divisions, by the writing of David, sovereign of Israel, and by the writing of Shlomo his son, and stand in the set-apart place by the divisions of the fathers' houses of your brothers, the lay people, houses of your brothers, the lay people, and the portion of the father's house of the Levites, and slay the Pesach, and set yourselves apart, and prepare for your brothers to do according to the word of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. And Yoshea gave the lay people lambs and young goats from the flock, all the Pesam? Again, it means the same thing, Passover. But it's spelled P-E with a half a check mark, S-A-H with a dot, I-M, for everyone present, to the number of 30,000 and 3,000 cattle. These were from the sovereign's possessions, and his leaders contributed a voluntary offering to the people, to the priests, and to the Levites. Hilkiah, H with a dot, I-L-Q-I-Y-A-Y-A-H. I'm just going to respell that because I'm pretty sure that didn't make any sense. Like when you're hearing me say it, it just won't make any sense to me anyways. So if it doesn't make sense to me, then it probably won't make sense to other people as it goes through my brain. It's spelled H with a dot, I-L-Q-I-Y-A-H, and Zechariah and Yehiel, leaders of the house of Elohim. Yehiel is Y-E-H with a dot, I-apostrophe-E with a have a check mark, L. Leaders of the house of Elohim gave to the priests for the Pesahim 2,600 and 300 cattle, and Conaniah, his brothers Shemaiah and Nathaniel, Nethan apostrophe E with a half a check mark, L, and Hashabiah, H with a dot, A-S-H-A-B with a line underneath of it, Y-A-H-U, and Yael, Y-E apostrophe I apostrophe E with a half a check mark, L, and Yozabad, chiefs of the Levites, gave to the Levites for Pesahim 5,500 cattle, and the service was prepared, and the priests stood in their places, and the Levites in their divisions, according to the command of the sovereign, and they slew the Pisah, and the priests sprinkled out of their hands while the Levites were skinning. And they removed the ascending offerings to give them to the divisions of the fathers' houses of the lay people to bring to YahWeh. I don't know what it means, the lay people. Like, are those the people that, like, lay things down? Like, you know how you'd lay a foundation or something like that? Is that what that refers to? I don't know. Anyways, excuse me. Houses of the lay people to bring to YahWeh, as it is written in the book of Moshe, and the same with the cattle. So they roasted the Pisah with fire according to the right ruling, and they boiled the set-apart offerings in pots and in cauldrons and in bowls, and brought them speedily to all the lay people. And afterward they prepared for themselves and for the priests, because the priests, the sons of Aaron, were offering ascending offerings and fat until night. So the Levites prepared for themselves and for the priests, the sons of Aaron, and the singers, the sons of Asaph, Asaph, were in their places according to the command of David, and Asaph, and Heman, and Jeduthun, the seer of the sovereign, and the gatekeepers at each gate did not have to leave their position, because their brothers the Levites prepared for them. And all the service of YahWeh was prepared that day to perform the Pisah and to offer ascending offerings to the slaughter place of YahWeh, according to the command of sovereign Yehoshua. And the children of Israel who were present performed the Pisah at that time, and the festival of Matzot for 7 days. 7 days of unleavened bread is Matzot, Matzot. There had not been a Pisah performed in Israel like it since the days of Shemuel the prophet. Shemuel is Shemu apostrophe E with a half a check mark L, the prophet. And none of the sovereigns of Israel had performed such a Pisah as Yehoshua performed with the priests and the Levites and all Yehudah and Israel who were present, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. In the 18th year of the reign of Yehoshua, this Pisah was performed. After all this, when Yehoshua had prepared the house, Necho, Nek, with a line underneath of it, O, sovereign of Mitzrayim, came up to fight against Carchemish, Karkemish, by the Euphrates, Euphrates. And Yehoshua went out against him, and he sent messengers to him, saying, What have I to do with you, sovereign of Yehudah? I am not coming against you this day, but against the house with which I am fighting. For Elohim commanded me to make haste. Leave Elohim alone, who is with me, lest he destroy you. However, Yehoshua would not turn his face from him, but disguised himself to fight against him, and did not listen to the words of Necho from the mouth of Elohim, and came to fight in the valley of Megiddo, Meg with a line on top of it, Iddo. And the archers shot at sovereign Yehoshua, and the sovereign said to his servants, Take me away, for I am severely wounded. And his servants took him out of that chariot and put him in the second chariot that he had, and they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died and was buried in one of the burial sites of his fathers. And all Yehudah and Jerusalem were mourning for Yehoshua, and Jeremiah lamented for Yehoshua. And to this day all the singing men and the singing women speak of Yehoshua in their lamentations, and made it a law in Israel. And see, they are written in the laments and the rest of the acts of Yehoshua and his loving commitment, according to what was written in the Torah of YahWeh, and his acts from the first to the last. See, they are written in the book of the sovereigns of Israel and Yehudah. I think the reason why he didn't listen was because Yah said, I'm going to make sure you don't see what I'm going to do. So I think he hardened his heart and made him go to war anyways, knowing that he would die there and he wouldn't see what is coming. Anyways, my opinion of that anyways.